too.
Oh?
Amanda Cox. We were coming down. It was before we got into Crumpler. But down in the lower part of 2. Yeah, I don't need to check audios and stuff.
It's good. Yeah, it's all the levels are good. I am a professional.
Look the part at least. But yeah, we're just cruising along, and all of a sudden she's like, I think I might need you to stop. I'm like, think?
Yeah. Oh, in your truck?
Oh, yeah. And she bails, and, like, she kind of dry heaved for a second, and then it was like, floodgates are open, and everything come out. But she's a trooper. She boot and rallied, jumped back in the truck, and we went on. I was like, all right, well, this seems to be the thing for this weekend.
Yeah, it was brutal. That course was brutal. It was just the constant.
It's almost like a seasick feeling. And if you're not in control of it, or even in a different position, because like even Amanda said, it was the back seat that did it to her.
Yeah.
Once she got up front, she was fine. But I can tell you this, if you felt queasy and got sick on lap 1, you were going to get sick on lap 2.
Yeah. Well, and I would have, like I was saying, 100% kept going if we didn't come back through the start-finish line. Right. That was what did it for me, is coming back through. I had that out.
That's such, and you touched on it when you said to Jed about the laps, that is a real thing. You give them that out, they're going to take it. Yeah. But from my standpoint, this is a beautiful thing. Please don't ever get rid of laps.
Oh, yeah.
Central, I can be pretty much anywhere on the course in 2 hours. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, oh, I agree. Yeah, I'm with you, but at the same time, it's just so easy for people to call it quits. And as you look at the sheet, you can see the time they come in, DNF. Mm-hmm. Because they're done with lap 1, and they're done.
Well, and something I've been saying since the very first one at Seneca Rocks, these events are open to everybody. They're just not for everybody. Yeah. Like, and you're not going to know that unless you come out and do it. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. And people wheel greens or blues. You're like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And it's like, yeah, but can you do it for 18 hours straight? Yeah. Nonstop. Laser focused. Like, that's where you start making separations.
Yeah, I really think that it's easy to drive. The hardest part is being able to relax enough where you're getting yourself ready to drive, but also following the map and telling your driver where to go. The code, I mean, when it comes to anything, the co-driver part is always the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Let me bring us in.
Do it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dirt Drive Podcast. We're here with infamous Fake Dave.
Fake Dave.
Rich. We finally got Rich on. We're not talking RCs like we were planning to because we still need to do an RC episode. But we're out here in beautiful Hinton, West Virginia, and I'm not just saying that. This place is absolutely unreal. I've watched the events here over the last 2 years. This is the 3rd year, and I'm like, dang, that place looks like just a quaint little town in the middle of nowhere, like a good community. And I get out here, and it's exactly that. The mayor was here. I don't know if it was a state senator or the federal senator was here. Everyone was involved. One of the restaurants stayed open for us late, and they were awesome.
Yeah. The market
was awesome. Their food was delicious. And this is the perfect Appalachian little town.
So even talking with the locals, talking about quaint little towns, that's one thing that all the locals keep saying is like it's a very nice small town with a small town community feel. And what they don't say is what you can grasp. They're protecting this.
Oh yeah.
Like they want to preserve this, and
it needs to.
Thank God for it, because it's beautiful here, man.
If you were to pick this town up and place it in Colorado, this would be the biggest tourist attraction, the biggest tourist town ever in Colorado. This would be bought up by Vail Parks in a minute. And here it just kind of remains in its natural state. I love that.
I've been coming down here. This is my 3rd year here, and I am constantly finding new things within 2 miles of where we sit. Like, just new stuff. We went down to Sandstone, and I didn't know there's a turnoff. There's a road down here that goes like 20 some miles up that way.
Yeah.
And I've been down there every time I come here. We go to the falls and check it out. And one of the local guys is like, yeah, the trail over there goes like 20 miles out off into the west. Like, okay.
Yeah, if you were to come here with a full size, pulling a side by side and a kayak on top of your full size, you could spend a week and never do the same thing twice. More than a week. Oh, here comes another bobbed first gen.
Oh, that's
Is that the one he was looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hinkle.
Okay. But yeah, this place is perfect, and it's perfect for a motorsports event like this.
The area, all of that.
I like how it's not even 10 and you're drinking a Coors Light.
Well, hey,
brother,
it's still technically Friday for me.
Yeah.
But with the course and the locals and everything down here, every time I come down, there's always someone, a local that would run into it, and you explain what we're doing, and they're like, "Oh, that's great. Have you guys been over here yet?" And they'll tell you some secret hidden gem down here, and it's like, why are you telling me this stuff? This stuff should be guarded, but they want people to come in here. Yeah. They want the motorsports tourism money. Because one thing I've noticed different from West Virginia for like back home in PA or up around in the Northeast, the state senators and the local governments they understand what tourism dollars are, and they want it.
Well, outside of West Virginia tourism, like the local jurisdictions also understand.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool, and I don't understand how West Virginia isn't. I know Jed's working on it, but West Virginia should be a bigger hub for adventure tourism.
Absolutely.
Because it's the mountain state for a reason, and
it's set up for it. Like, especially like southwestern West Virginia, because there's so many miles of just roads that you can travel. And I mean, and the reality of it is you're never more than an hour and a half from help.
Yeah.
But it's getting help there. So it gives you that very remote feeling without the real high risk of, nobody can come get us.
Well, we're also East Coast, so there is still infrastructure, and you don't have to worry about going out and worry about you're going to find gas. Well, you just find a small town, and if people live there, there's probably a gas station. It's probably only opened 2 hours a day.
But
you can still, maybe not diesel. We ran into that. You can't get diesel, but you can definitely get gas somewhere.
But like, if you were in bad shape, and my bad shape is, I'm sure a lot for a lot of other people, but like if you're in bad shape and you manage to limp into a gas station at 2:30 in the morning, I can throw a tent up. I can wait for them to come in the morning. Like, you're not sitting somewhere like out in Moab or out in the Mojave where someone may come along.
Yeah.
The mailman will find you the next morning, even if you're on the trail.
Yeah, because there's houses down that trail. Right. Tell us about your Gladiator build. Because we ended up running the first ever 24 Hours of Appalachia with Rich, because we were so far behind. He was running sweep, and we just ran the whole event pretty much from Davis to the end. But he's got a badass Gladiator. So
I've always been a Jeep guy, and I hate Jeeps.
Unfortunately.
Right. It's a love-hate relationship. Yeah. But I always, as a kid, I always wanted an old 715. Like, I wanted a real Gladiator, but everybody that had them knew what they had, or they were a rust bucket. So 16, 17-year-old kid, they were completely out of my range. So by the time I got into life where I could actually afford one, they had come out with the JT, and I was just cruising on the website one day and saw that they offered that diesel in it, and I was like, that's me. I need that.
They offered the diesel for what, like 2 years, and they discontinued
it? It was a couple years, and I'm super stoked with that engine. Like, a lot of people, you hear a lot of bad stuff about it. I've only had small electrical problems with the DEF system. No major problems yet.
Surprise. Right? Putting piss in your vehicle makes issues.
But every problem that I've had with the truck somehow related back to something that I did with it. So when they offered it, I ordered it. I went, had it ordered, spec'd out the way I wanted. I wanted to do the Rubicon. I didn't want to change a whole lot of stuff. Just pretty heavy, mild, upper echelon mild wheeling. Blues with the option to do anything else. Some buddies of mine got me in touch with some other friends, mutual friends, that has a shop up in Westchester called D'Antonio Automotive. They have a couple shows on the Motor Trend channel. Last Chance Garage, and I can't remember what the other one was called. But So they built the truck. We spec'd it out, and it was pretty much, I brought my RC truck in, my SEX 10.3, and I set it on his desk, and I said,
build this.
I want to drive this. And they did. They delivered everything I wanted out of that truck. Coming into it, I knew I wanted to overbuild it for what I wanted to do. Yeah. And the way it turned out, I couldn't be happier. 3.0 turbo with the 241 transfer case, 44s front and back, 38s, 48 gears, 38-inch Nitto trail graps, and
built like an anvil.
Yep. Metal cloak full skids and all the steering upgrades and all that stuff. But for the most part, I bought it to mildly wheel it, tow my camper, and take the family out, and then wheel my TJ.
Yeah.
That turned into the TJ hasn't been started, and that's all I drive.
That's exactly what I did with the Cherokee. It was like, I got the JK. I'm like, all right, the JK will be, should I say, the fun, overlandy, kind of all around weapon, and the XJ will be the rock.
Right.
Turns out, I didn't use the rock weapon anymore because the JK just did everything I needed to do.
Well, my TJ, it's 60 high pinion 44 on 40s. Like it's built.
A real rock weapon.
It's a rock TJ.
Yeah.
That is way more fun to drive.
Even though it's twice the size and it weighs 4 times as much.
So when you come from two-door stuff and then you go to like a JLU, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
When you go to a JT, it's a whole different sport.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more to think about, and for me, it's a thinking game. I can look at lines. I'm pretty good at spotting. I can figure out my way. But now I'm trying to do it where the back tires don't go where I need them to. I have to figure out how to get them over. And it's so heavy. That truck goes down the road. My rally weight's 7,600 pounds. So everybody out here that's running this stuff, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're bebopping along. I'm like, yeah, I weigh more than an F350. I'm just kind of cruising.
So what's the suspension? Because it sits really nice. Do you have like 4-inch springs that sit like 2.5? With all the weight?
Pretty much. So originally it was spec'd out with a 3.5-inch Terraflex IR kit. And the triple rate springs, like the Terraflex was not up for what I needed. So I'd made a couple calls around, and I called Rusty's, plug for Rusty's here, because this was... So I called Rusty's, and I started telling the lady that answers the phone down there what my problem was and going on. I'm on the bump stops. I carry a lot of weight. Nobody really uses a Gladiator like I do. It's kind of a one-off thing. I need to talk to somebody. She doesn't put me on hold. She doesn't say much of anything, just other than, hold on a sec. And she sets the phone down. I heard thunk on the desk, and I hear heels. And then I hear, hey, Rusty, I got a guy on the phone that's got a really specific question. Phone picks up. Hi, this is Rusty. How can I help you?
This is Rusty's from Rusty's.
Right. So I'm like, okay. So I start telling him my problem, and he's like, all right, let me get back to you. I want to say it was the next day, call me back, and he's like, I got these overland springs that guys run with the big campers and stuff. I think it might be what you need. So it's got Rusty's 4-inch springs on it, dual rates. I haven't had a problem with it. Sits nice, clears everything. But it's so heavy. And
yeah, when you told me that weight originally, I'm like, Jeezy Louise, because it doesn't look. I mean, it looks like a stock Gladiator, like stock. It looks like a mildly built Gladiator. But then you talk about, hey, you got an entire toolbox in the back with an onboard welder.
Yep.
Is it a generator welder? Or is it hooked to your alternator and like onboard?
No. Well, that's another thing. With what I do, everything on that truck is air gapped. Nothing is hooked directly up.
Okay.
But I run a Harbor Freight titanium triple process welder a lot of times with a Cummins 4,400 watt generator. That's good enough to weld farm machinery back together. Yeah. The Harbor Freight's nice because if somebody decides they like it more than me, I'm not out much.
Yeah.
Now I carry a ready welder, just a little spool gun, 24 volt. There's no heat adjustments on it, but I mean, most of the time...
Good enough for trail repair?
Right. I got to patch it back, and it's not worth carrying the Jenny and the big welder. But I carry a spare 12-volt battery, that welder, and then a full, on my mobile welding box, couple grinders. Sometimes I carry a little...
couple grinders?
Yeah, I got 2 grinders in there, a couple big C-clamps, full recovery loadout, and then and then on top of that, I generally carry a small oxyacetylene torch.
Okay.
So
you can cut stuff if you need to as well.
Mm-hmm. Not so much the cutting, but the bending.
Okay.
I've
Bend
had
stuff back straight.
Right. I've come into a couple places where it's like we're gonna do more damage if we cut it and re-weld it.
Yeah.
Where we could just heat it and take a little temper out and beat it back over.
Carrying oxyacetylene in a trail recovery rig is wild. Like especially one that's so mild, because you drive down the street, you go, oh, it's just like a mildly built Gladiator.
Purpose built that way. Nothing on the outside that kind of gives away what it is. It's just, it looks benign.
Yeah.
But all the parties in the bed covered up with that little cap top thing. But going down the road, even as heavy as it is, drives really nice. I've towed trailers out to Texas, 5,000-pound trailers at 85 miles an hour, no problem. With that diesel, we did a 200-mile road trip a couple summers ago. I averaged 16, 17 miles per gallon, and that was from Jersey to Texas, all along the Gulf, into Florida, and then back up through the Apps, all the way to Jersey.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any problems until I was rolling into, my sister lives in Winchester, Virginia.
Oh,
and we are. Yeah, I was throttling it up 81, and I got a particulate filter plug up.
Oh, more of the DEF system. Perfect.
Yep, that's been the only problems with it, really. But it's like everybody that drives it, they're amazed. You're literally a monkey behind the wheel. You point it in the direction, put it in first gear, and don't touch anything but the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Let it go. If it don't climb it,
it's because it's a Rubicon, so it's got the diesel and it's got the 4-to-1 transfer case
and 48 gears, man. Yeah. She just grinds. It won't stall. If it stalls out, you're not going to make it. Just let it climb.
Is it standard?
Mm-mm. I shift it down to first and lock it in first, but in 4 low, even with the TerraFlex big brakes on it, in 4 low in first gear, you have to 2 foot and stand on the brake pedal.
So were you trail rigging the TJ before you bought that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've wheeled the TJ since 2000.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, it was new, and it's been a process building it out, and it's been down for a few years. But
just because hasn't been a priority.
Yeah, don't need it. I got 2 young kids. My wife's not wheeling with them, so.
Like I said, that's exactly what happened to my XJ. Is it just became not a priority anymore? So I gave it to PJ. I'm like, hey, I don't I'm not using it. He's like, what do you want for it? I'm like,
make it run.
Someone to appreciate it. Here's the title.
Yeah. Well, that was the one you guys going to turn into the 4400 or the 4600, right?
46 car. Yeah. So it's still an option. I told PJ when I gave him the title, I go, hey, just in case we want to turn it into 46 car, if I give you the title, could we still do that? He goes, yeah, but you're not going to. I'm like, I mean, you're right.
You're safe there.
We're not gonna do it, especially not with this Raisin.
At the end of the day, I think the better entry is stuff like Line Mountain.
Yeah.
Because there's a very low cost to entry.
Yeah.
You can get into it with just about anything.
Well, and really, the overall barrier to entry is obviously Line Mountain. But if you wanted to get in competitive racing, it's UTV. What's the class? It's the workman class, not the workman class.
Everyman. I don't think they have an everyman for the UTV.
No, but there's a stock class for the everyman.
Yeah.
Not for the everyman, for the 49. You can build a stock car, like that's what Hubert races. I mean, obviously it's Hubert, but Hubert and Peyton Dumford, they all race the I cannot remember the class, but it is the entry level class. You can go to a dealership, buy a competitive car, and that is the class. I cannot think of the word. You can, but UTV is the new. If you're going to racing, UTV is the new entry level.
Absolutely, it's more forgiving.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a Razor at home, and it is a very different style of driving, full size to that side by side. And the one thing I'm a lot more comfortable with my wife running it is because it's a lot more forgiving.
Yeah. Well, it's also got it comes with a built-in rated cage.
Yep.
With is it harness like?
It's just lap
harness?
belt or shoulder and lap, but
okay, so
just traditional belt. And I mean, we've rolled it over a couple times. My wife put it on its side in Hatfield McCoy on a downhill switchback with the wheels uphill. So we like.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right. So it was just.
Way.
Oh yeah, and it was just us. So and a lot of fancy rigging and a lot of cussing.
You were having a great time though.
Well, it was and the thing was, it was her first rollover. And it happened so slow. She went too deep into a corner to make the switchback because it's a 4-seater 1000. She thought she had to go super wide. And I felt it getting light on my side, and I went, too much. And as we went over, I had plenty of time.
Just a regular switchback.
Yep.
You just didn't go off trail at all. It was just because it's so off.
It was just an off-camber switchback, and the wash run through the apex of the turn, so it had a little bit of a dip. And as soon as we went up and that wheel got in the dip, she just real slow. Like I said, I had plenty of time to go, no, too much. But then when we hit, we kind of, everybody okay, we look around, and then the smell of gas. And I was like, okay, 260 pounds, suspended.
Everyone get out.
I was suspended in the belt. I couldn't get it unhooked. And I'm like going for my knife at this point. And she's like, I can get the button. And she pushes it, and I've collapsed onto her. But even though it's more forgiving, a full size would have went over, I mean, it doesn't sound much, but 4 or 5 feet before where we did. So, like, she had plenty of time to screw up and get real deep. So, in the UTV racing, even watching Roush, you can take corners, you can take obstacles a hell of a lot faster and not with as much precision.
Yeah.
So, I would say that'd be the way to get into it. Line mount and UTV, man.
Absolutely. What do you so have you been to every one of the 24 events?
I missed Chemical Valley this year.
Yep, you were in.
And I missed the 1000.
Yeah. So other than those, you've been at almost every event.
Pretty much. The only other one I didn't make was
Chemical Valley was brutal. You'd have been beat to death at Chemical Valley.
My buddy
You'd have been pulling bikes out, and then going back and getting more bikes, and then going back and getting more bikes.
So my buddy Mason came down kind of in my stead, and he was working it, and he sent me a message at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon that Saturday. He's like, I have done nothing but pull winch line all day long. It's like, yeah.
We were doing the live stream, and Tom's like, hey, we're kind of down on the live stream right now. Like, it's kind of not too much information's coming in. I'm going to go out and do some recoveries. I'll be back in like 2 hours. He was out for 10 hours.
Yeah.
He was out I'm like, 2 hours is turning out quick. He was just running the same mud hole back and forth, getting people across.
I would rather be stationary like that for something like Chemical Valley, or kind of not a closed course, but a somewhat closed course. Whereas being stationary out here, everybody that's coming home after a night out, they're what are you doing? Where are you lost? And you get asked a lot of questions. But
like the locals?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been a couple times. Kentucky, it's happened to me twice, where I was out. See, one of the problems with these recoveries, and unless you're doing them, you don't think about it, but Google will put you on worse roads to get to where you're going than what the rally course is.
Oh, interesting.
So you really got to pay attention. You don't want to get on the course and go backwards, especially down in Kentucky, because there's not room to get turned around. So you got to find a spot where you can get onto the course behind where the problem is and then navigate up. Well, in Kentucky, down around the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway, there's so many local side-by-side trails. Like,
that aren't mapped?
They're not mapped.
You just end up on a trail and you're like, where the?
So you really got to do that looks good, we'll go that way until we can't.
One, I know Tom was talking about last year at Kentucky, getting through some of these mud holes, there's like, I can avoid it going this way. But then this way turns out to just keep going and doesn't come back.
Right.
So it really gets sketchy.
And that's where I love the aspect of these things with the navigational aspect of them, because a lot of people, you want to get and you want to follow the line, and that's understandable. It's human nature. You got to track, you're going to track it, but you got to use some reasoning. A lot of these places, like, all right, I'm in a holler, I'm in a valley, I'm not going left, I'm not going right. There's 80 trails that go that way.
Yeah.
We just got to pick the right one to go that way.
And if you find yourself, you're like, I need to go that way, you find yourself going uphill, you're like, uphill feels wrong.
Right.
Or you're going down, you're like, downhill feels wrong because I'm supposed to be going that way. Even though I'm going that way, I'm going downhill now.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a high-speed gravel yesterday, and it was a Y, and one went up and one went down, and you couldn't differentiate the line.
Right.
And you're like, but I know they don't go to the same place.
Yep. And then a lot of times when you get where it's beat in, the side-by-sides eat it up, and you think, okay, I'm on rally course, I'll just follow the traffic marks. And well, what you don't know is all the locals came through 12 deep and they chewed it all up too. So
yeah, me and Hubert were following the Speed UTV yesterday, and we lost them. We lost them in like on a blind corner, but then again we came to another Y in the road, and there was a UTV going up the trail that way that there was a utility UTV, but the Speeds look like utilities because they have the beds on the back. I'm like, I think we missed a turn because he's going that way. Then I look at the mapping and I'm like, oh shit, the route goes this way. The locals were everywhere, and it's, even though we may be in like a small rural town, they have nice UTVs. They may be driving a 95 Ford Taurus, but they also have their Polaris Razor in their driveway next to it.
HD11s. I've seen HD11s sitting in driveways. Yeah. Like a Olds 88 in the driveway with a brand new Ranger next to it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I like your priorities.
Right. But
I like what you're doing.
I mean, living down here is obviously different. You're going to use that UTV way more than you would anything else.
The question that I would have for someone that knows the area better is, I wonder what the snow load is like here. I have no clue what the snow load would be. But if they get heavy snow,
well,
I don't know what elevation we're at. I haven't looked at any of it.
Judging by the terrain, it would only take an inch or two to make it all fun.
Oh yeah.
So it wouldn't need to be much to make it real, like, I think we're going home tonight.
Yeah.
Snow load, and then the other thing is, a lot of these places, obviously it's fresh on my mind, but the flooding, a lot of
because it just happened in Central.
Yeah, but you come down these little backcountry roads, and there's a brambling brook beside the creek, but it's only like 3 feet down below the road level, and then there's houses right here.
Yeah, but then you look at what happened in western North Carolina, you go, oh, just a big rain destroys this.
You know, you get what a ditch cleaner come down, drop 3 or 4 inches of rain up the valley from you, and you're going to have some water.
Flooding people's walls and getting into crawl spaces and basements.
Moving cars.
Yeah. Yeah, water, I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, the 2 things that I'm afraid of are spiders and water.
I don't like water.
Which, like, I've got a very healthy respect for water because I love being on the water. But when it comes to the nature of water, it is probably the scariest thing in the world.
Well, so I have a rule with things of nature, like electricity and water. If you use it, they make you pay for it.
Yeah.
If you mess with it, it will kill you.
Yeah.
And that just healthy respect for it's all you gotta have.
Yeah, I've seen.
Well, Tony, did you ever see the pictures Tony Merriman sent from Ohio with the little Toyota floating?
I've not seen that.
Oh man, they had
I did see all of the videos of the bike going down on that shallow bridge crossing.
In Ohio, the first year they had flash flooding, and a competitor got plucked up and swept down creek right in front of the recovery guys. Like, they're snapping pictures.
Yeah, all it takes is 3 inches of fast moving water to the vehicle. So you get in 1.5 feet of fast moving water, and you're screwed.
These were feet. Sean and I drove up to try to do recoveries up there on Bethel Hill Road, and we were driving in on my Gladiator, and I was parting water on the windshield. So, and
that's big water.
Right.
That's big water. But yeah, it was wild. I can't remember who was. I think Carl was out there taking. Carl and James, who should be joining us here in a few minutes. They were out there at the low water crossing, and they got dozens of videos of bikes going down just because it's so. You don't even think about it. You go, oh, it's a concrete slab across the river. It'll be fine.
Right.
But then it's still covered in moss. It's just a big rock at that point.
It's just
covered
slick.
in moss and slick. Yeah.
Or somebody comes through ahead of you and muddies the water up, and you don't see the boulders that are sitting right there. He showed me the one video, guy just face planting. I guess he clipped.
Was it the gray bike?
I think so.
Yeah.
He went down hard.
It was a good hit. And that water doesn't provide any comfort at that point. You're just going right through it, right to concrete.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
These guys.
That's brutal. You guys just got back?
Yep. About 30 minutes left.
Right on.
You made it. High spirits too. That's the wildest thing is that JL came back, the one with the angry eye grill and all the green trim.
Mm-hmm.
She came back and she was chipper like she just woke up. I'm like, girl, you've been up for 28 hours now.
that's cortisol, man.
Yeah.
Get that second win.
I got the second win last night. Like I got out of the car yesterday and I was exhausted. And then sitting around, hanging out, having a good time till 11 o'clock here last night. Then I got back to the hotel room, took a shower, got another second wind. And I'm like, I turned on a movie and watched a movie for 30 minutes and finally fell asleep.
I would rather just keep moving. We come down, like when I come down and it's a busy weekend, the time goes by, I don't get as tired. But like last night about 3 o'clock, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go lay her down for a minute.
Oh, did you sleep here last night?
Yeah.
Did you guys have an Airbnb or something?
No, I have a hammock tent.
Nice.
I have a hammock tent that sleeps better than my wife's. Like,
is it an E&O? What hammock tent do you have?
A Haven.
Haven. Okay.
I have a Haven Safari, and absolutely wonderful purchase. I bought it full price. I'll plug them all day long. I sleep better.
Do you sleep flat in it, or is it like
lay flat?
Okay.
So you can sleep on your stomach, on your side. I'm a big boy. I can roll around. I can stretch out, and I, honest to God, sleep better in that hammock than I do in my wife's super expensive bed that moves all over. And
I need to find it. I have an E&O, and I like my Eagle's Nest. But I've never successfully done a comfortable overnight in it, just because you're bananaed the whole time.
Right. So my back was messed up before Bantam this year. I did a week in the backyard in the Haven, and then drove out to.
We're just practicing, like
no, just, my back hurt, and
it was more comfortable than the bed.
Right. I slept in it because I was sore, and then drove out to Bantam and spent 5 days working out there and slept in the hammock.
Is it inflatable, like an inflatable?
It's got an air mattress in it.
So does that provide any R value?
Surprisingly, I can stay down below freezing.
Without a quilt, under quilt,
no under blanket, no nothing.
Oh man! I just keep buying stuff. I bought I bought a rain fly. I bought a bug tarp. I don't have a quilt yet or a bag for my E&O. Like the Eagle's Nest, it just adds up. Right. You need to keep buying stuff to make it work.
This thing is almost a one and done package purchase. You get a rain fly.
Is it packed pretty tight?
You could pack it down and carry it in a stout fellow could carry it easily. Yeah, it wouldn't be a lot of more. The Safari's the bigger one. I wouldn't say it's a backpacking hammock, but
like for a micro lander.
Oh yeah.
So to just throw in the JK instead of setting up a tent with a cot and a mattress.
Absolutely. So for the point-to-point rallies, I'll anchor one end to the roll bar on the passenger side, and then I anchor the other end off to a telephone pole or a tree or whatever.
That's another reason that I put the roof rack on the JK is for hammock camping.
Yep.
So I can just hang one side. All I need is one solid point. I don't need two.
Right.
And I can set the distance I need.
I get a phone call. Hey, you got to recover here. I pop the thing on the air mattress, and I stuff everything in the back seat and shut the door and drive off.
Yep.
That quick, I'm gone. Get tired on the road. I'm driving by myself. I yank it out of the truck, hook it up somewhere. Cabela's parking lot. Find a light pole. I'm good to go.
That easy. Yeah, I love a hammock.
And the thing is, like everywhere we go, we never have flat ground. Mm-hmm. And it's always pine cones and rocks and everything else. I mean, when it's just me, the hammock's the way to go. When it's the family, I carry the RPod 180 around.
Okay.
Stand up shower, the whole nine.
Yeah, I do the RPod camper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we've been looking at campers. I'd like to do one eventually, but now that I'm looking at getting the bikes, I'm kind of changing the style of camper. I want to get a what was it? I can't remember what brand I was looking at, but it was just a teardrop. But now I'm looking at a pull behind camper that has the drop down bed so you can put a bike in the back.
Right.
And then pull the bike out, drop the bed down, and it still has a kitchen. I think the kitchen is like in the front on the tongue.
They're a little toy. We looked at them up at MPA at the camper show. It was a nice setup. It was all like on an electric winch basically.
Yeah.
You just pick the whole living quarter up, put your ATV, whatever in, and good to go. So much so that the back end of the trailer folded open and had handrails that popped up. So you had a little deck on the back of it. I was like, that's neat.
But probably a 2-axle.
Yeah, it was a twin.
Yeah. Okay. Something a little smaller. I don't have a diesel to pull with. I got a 20-year-old Lexus.
No, hold on. It was under 16 feet long.
Okay.
It was not big. I would say it was probably 14 or smaller.
Probably 3,000 pounds. Wet.
Probably. Well, I mean, yeah. I'd say less than that because my RPod 180 is 3,200.
Okay. And
this thing was just 4 Lexan or whatever walls and had a Murphy bed in the front and the dinette and everything was on the, and the couch was on the raise and lower, I would put it like 2,500 maybe.
Yeah.
All aluminum.
I'm impressed with how light those things are. That's one of my concerns, is because the Lexus, it's not tired, but it does have it's 20 years old, and has 155,000 miles on it. So I'm gonna need to rebuild the engine at some point. I mean, the whole powertrain. I'll need to get there. I know it's a Toyota, so it'll go 300,000 miles.
Right. Well, the great thing,
that's just something I want to consider. Is I don't want to kill it prematurely by putting too much weight on it.
I say the great thing about them, they will start telling you what's wrong before it's this is broke.
Yeah. Except for the starter. The starter just goes. You got to pull the intake manifold because in Toyota's genius design. That's when I've got a. Sorry, Jeepcables. Big 7 kits. I've got a Big 7 kits wiring kit for it that I haven't done yet. And I promised them a video, so I still have to do the video. But I haven't done it yet because I don't want to take the intake manifold off to wire the starter. Because then I also, if I'm doing that, I might as well buy a new starter and put a new starter in.
And do all the other little things.
Yeah, and do all the other, So it's just going to spiral. I didn't realize that until after I got the parts. That I'm like, oh shit, it's the 4.7.
There's more steps to this.
It's more steps. It's not just a Jeep where you can just throw a wiring kit on in 45 minutes and call it a day. I could do everything else, but that feels like cheating.
I miss the days when everything was like not computer.
Yeah. It's a resolution that I've come to in my life, is that I'm going to buy everything pre-2010, is because then you need a car payment on it, and I'm dumb enough to work on it.
Pre-86.
Yeah, even then.
I mean, I hear you guys talk about your perfect overlanding rigs and stuff, and I will agree with you guys. That Rivian episode, and you're talking, they're nice. I could get behind that. However, I would take an 86 Suburban 4-wheel drive.
Oh, yeah.
No computers, no nothing, with just a mild diesel. Don't care what it is, just a good economic diesel in it.
To toss a 4BT in it, small, reliable, tons of power.
All day long.
Yeah, and another thing that I've realized is me and my wife actually bought an EV. And there's still not... EVs have been out for 10 years now. Mm-hmm. The infrastructure still isn't there. Like, it doesn't exist. The hotel I was at last night had 3 chargers that were all full. Driving around here, there's nothing. You got to stop at a Sheetz, but where's the local Sheetz?
I can understand EVs for certain lifestyles and certain people.
Yeah, if it's your commuter and you have a charger at home,
right,
you're not doing more than 60 miles round trip, I'd say that would be a shitty commute. But I'd say if you're not doing more than 150 miles round trip, it's fine.
Right. But you explain to me how I'm going to run an electric combine.
Yeah.
Or how am I going to do anything farming with any EV? Like, it don't work. And the people that are saying, oh, they'll figure that, it's like, you're so out of touch.
I mean, I think they'll get there eventually, but I don't think anything is ever going to replace a diesel, especially on a farm.
No way.
Because those machines are running. I mean, you're running a machine for 10 hours straight.
Right.
And you just run back to the shed, toss more fuel in it, you keep going.
Well, shit, we just take the trailer right out. But the only way I could see it working is like the Edison stuff. A good economic diesel that would run all day long at like 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, we love Edison.
And that would be, like, you could make it happen then. However, farming is very dusty. And electric and dust does not mix. But I've seen, like, grain bins, when you're unloading grain, just the dust. If you get a spark off a bearing, it goes flammable. Well, you guys know, it goes flammable in the air.
Yeah, I did fire protection, and we have a book production facility in our area, and you wouldn't think that they're making books. There's tons of dust.
All that dust from the paper.
That's the biggest thing, is just the dust combustion. Whether it be grain dust or paper dust or whatever, it's all flammable, and it'll all go up faster than you can expect.
On a farm, even in a modest Midwest farm where you're talking 100 acres, and that's being very modest, if they're combining and you have a fire like that, there's 100 acres gone. You are not stopping that fire.
And she goes.
Right. So, like, I can understand the EV commuters and stuff, but you can't push it to every aspect and every facet of everything because, not for nothing, I couldn't do what I do for my personal work with anything but a diesel. Like, it's just not going to work.
Well, and as much as the administration is doing wrong, the administration is also doing right by pulling some of these stuff back. Like, there's a lot of things. I don't want to get into politics.
No, but
but there are the right moves being made, and the right people are helping influence those decisions. Thank you, SEMA Action, for your work on the EV stuff, and the right to repair and all that stuff. Because without that, if you couldn't repair your combine or your tractors, you're done. You're done. You got to call John Deere every time you need to change your oil, or Caterpillar.
All right. Well, and now a lot of times, with the diagnostics, like I've run a bunch of Komatsu stuff, and
oh yeah, brother,
you have to get the tech cast to come out with a laptop to tell you what's wrong with it.
Mr. Heemeyer's looking over you proudly.
I know. Well,
going back to politics, I think about Mr. Heemeyer every day.
I secretly want to be in a garage somewhere.
Yeah, with concrete and steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, when you're talking about heavy industrial stuff, the electric just won't keep up. I don't care what it is, and the fact of the matter that they choke those engines down so much with the emissions. Like even for the big loaders, it's costing time because the machine's down, or you can't run that engine as hard, so you can't run the loader as hard. So in the long run,
you have your regen time when you literally can't do anything because it's regenning.
You're just costing time, and on a machine where your good machine operators are counting seconds between when they stab a load and they're dumping or what, like seconds matter. You can't sit for 10 minutes and let it regen. That's stupid. And on the consumer side of it, it's very easy data to track that you can see the failure rate in diesel engines before DEF and after DEF.
Yeah.
It's not a hard conclusion to come to.
When you're pumping cat piss into your exhaust.
Right. And
I guess cow piss.
It's urea. It's straight up piss of some variety. But the fact is, when you when you have a computer in a truck that will tell you that the DEF isn't at the right like dilution, I'm not going to run. That's stupid.
And then puts it in limp mode. Oh, you can just get back at the slow enough speed to make it to the DEF pump or your.
Mind you, now I've got a Mahindra tractor on a 14-foot trailer on 95, and it goes on limp mode. You're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I need power. I need that turbo right now.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't like the cat piss I put in it. Right. That seems logical. But it's true with all facets, and every like job has it. Like engineers, great on paper, great in the book, but in the field, don't always work.
Yeah. Well, what else you got going on this year, man? You coming to, I guess it was the next event, Kentucky?
Yep. So my tentative plan that I've kind of talked to my wife about is I want to come out early for nationals. I want to hook up with some guys from Ultra 4.
U4 Nationals?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to volunteer my time like I did at Roush Creek up there. Brian Trotter, first time meeting him up at Roush this year, and just the way that he runs the race ops is like, yeah, these are the kind of people I want to be involved with. You know what I mean? Like, steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
And they're good people.
Have you met Liam O'Donnell up there too?
Mm-mm.
You need to meet him. He's the USAC rep for Ultra 4.
Okay.
And he's actually based in Jersey.
Oh, right on.
He's sharp when it comes to race ops. I mean, he's the best it gets. And he's got a really cool story.
They've got there's little facets, all them people. There's so much to learn from them, and the only way to do it is to be around them, because they don't know what to teach you. You just got to pick it up through being around them. And if I can get out there to the nationals and volunteer my time out there, I would love to do exactly the recovery shit.
I hope we can get down to nationals. That depends on what happens with the SEMA show and what's going on in that time of year. But if you're down there, you should definitely try and find Liam. He's a cool guy to talk to. He's got a really cool story. His daughter's racing off-road now. He used to race he still races off-road. He's Monster Jam, used to be a Monster Jam driver. He's just got such a cool story and such a cool family history. I'm a big fan of him.
So after Nationals, I'm going to camp the AOT property for that week and do some exploring of Eastern Kentucky. Then do the 24 Hours of Appalachia finals. And
the next weekend?
Hang out. Hopefully get some Ultra 4 guys, come run it, hang out, do something.
Well, I know Eric will be there.
Well, yeah. Eric's a machine.
I was bullying Phil McGilton at Hammers. I said, because he's going to be at Nationals. Paul Wolf is going to be there. I was talking to all of them about the finale for 24 Hours of Appalachian. They go, "What is that?" I was like, "You got a Jeep?
Yeah.
You got some sort of street legal off-road something?"
I think
it's a really cool event.
I think this series would be right up Paul Wolf's alley.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because solo, you got to do it all, and it's like you have to be a master of all.
He's already got his UTV.
Right. He's got to keep her together. Wreckers or checkers, man.
Yeah. I think you give Andy Anderson a run for his money because Andy keeps winning these.
He's fast.
He's fast.
But
he's fast within the limits of 24 hours and the rules.
So
he meets the rule book.
Watching the qualifying up at Roush this year, I always entertain the idea, as everyone does, I could do this. I could race. I could probably be competitive. And you watch all them guys come through I watched them all come through my turn, and I'm like, everybody's making little mistakes. And then Paul Wolf came through. And that car stayed just, as level as
his UTV or his 44?
In the 4400 in that UFO. And it was like someone had painted lines inside his helmet, and that's what he was tracking.
Yeah, he's a madman.
Dude, it was, to the inches where he needed to be on the berm, because the UTVs had carved it out to like a 3-foot ditch on the outside, just from the, weight of the vehicle going around. Paul rode that ridge around, and never lifted, flat out. And I looked at Rob Morgan and was standing there, and I was like, nope. I could never compete with that.
Yeah.
If I started practicing today, there's not enough time in my life to get that good.
Well, it's wild because he didn't start racing until I think he was in his 30s. He didn't start racing Ultra 4 until he was in his 30s.
But watching him drive, I was amazed. He's a wheelman.
Yeah. Yeah, and to get into racing not as a child,
right,
is because the best racers learn how to use a vehicle before they learn the restrictions of the road. Before
you get the fear of it.
Yeah.
It's like you watch kids on dirt bikes. They're always wide open.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what pain is yet.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid about. Is that because the last time I rode a dirt bike, I was 18 years old. I guess it was a few weeks ago. That's technically the last time I rode a dirt bike. But last time I rode a dirt bike doing any sort of motocross or enduro riding, I was a kid. I was 18 years old.
We just got
so get me on a bike now, and I'm like, I can do this again. And then I'm gonna throw myself on the bike, land in a river. I'll hit a low water crossing and wash out.
Yeah, Bumbles don't bounce anymore.
Yeah,
Bumbles just hit and slide.
Yeah,
that's I keep telling everybody. I was like, I don't know how these guys do it on two wheels. Like it amazes me. Just the lines, it's a constant line choice. Every rut, every rock, everything. Like, I don't worry about nuisance rocks in that truck. Adam and I joke, like, the biggest thing we worry about is spilling the nacho cheese in the passenger seat as we're bumping along.
You got your AC on, cruising around.
We are nachos and salsa, like the whole 9 yards up in there. But
yeah, if I could figure out the logistics, I would 100% be interested in one of the early year point-to-point rallies, like the Seneca Rocks to Point Pleasant, because it's a navigation challenge and there's not too many hard obstacles.
Mm-mm.
And I would do that on a bike all day long, and knowing that if I'm steady and confident on that bike, I can finish in 14 to 18 hours respectfully.
Well, remember that one's in March.
Oh, I know.
On a bike is
cold.
Yeah. We left Yoakum's, it was 46 degrees. We got up the top of Rich Mountain, there was 6 inches of snow on the ground, it was 22.
Yep.
And it's 15 miles from Yoakum's, like.
Yeah, we bypassed that the first year. I only run the, which one is that? The back, oh God, I forgot the name of that one.
Run for the Hills.
Run for the Hills.
Yeah, that's the Point
Pleasant Seneca. Or Seneca to Point Pleasant.
Yeah, that's Mothman. The one that goes to Point Pleasant is Mothman.
Well, I'm starting to sweat. We've been at this for...
Yep.
I can't read.
49
minutes. That's good enough.
Right on.
I appreciate you. We'll get the RCs out here next time.
Yeah.
And we'll do a full RC episode.
Well, I told Freddie, he's always posting them spots he goes to. I'm like, dude, you go on a weekend, let me know. I'll grab the quiver and come on down and spend. I got the hammock. Yeah,
I got my 10, my 24, and my low C LMT.
Right on.
And I blew a drive shaft out of my LMT, and it's been sitting for about 2 months because I couldn't justify spending $65 on RC drive shafts. But I finally had the justification to do it, and I've been waiting for him to come in. And I'm so excited. That is absolutely my favorite RC is my LMT because it rips.
I broke my favorite last week before I came down. I broke a lower C on an Enduro axle on one of my 30s. And I was
I need to get 30 so bad, dude. I want a 30 so bad.
Need to. It's fun. Yeah. But it's a time sink. And then if you have a 3D printer, it's just a whole nother...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just call Freddie. Hey, Freddie, I need this. All right.
Speaking of Freddie, I had to wear my Freddie hat for you with a little with the stupid PJ bend in the brim.
Yeah. I'm glad we've had a positive influence on you. But yeah, I think for crawling, my 10 is my favorite. It's just a base camp. It's a base camp 3. It's perfect because like I've beaten the piss out of it. I've never broken anything. I haven't upgraded anything, so that's probably why I haven't broken anything.
Right.
But it's just so good. It goes fast enough where you can trail walk it. And I've got a walking trail on my property I built for my wife a few years ago. So like she's like, we're gonna take the girl out and go for a walk. I'm gonna put her in the stroller. Or carry her. She's got a Power Wheels Jeep that has a remote control.
Right.
So my wife will be remote controlling the Power Wheels Jeep with my daughter in it. And I'll be driving my 10 next to her. And the girl's pointing and laughing at the SCX 10. I'm having a great time running over rocks.
I do damn near the same thing, except I use my 10.3 out in front of the girls. They have to stay between the RC and me, so I'll stop it at the crosswalk and they get up to it.
That's a good idea.
It works out. But yeah.
Where can people find you out online? Do you do any of the social media stuff?
I do, but it's very, very minimal. Small Crawl 856 on Instagram, and then we have a small YouTube channel that is just...
You got 10 videos you're currently editing right now that'll never be done?
Right.
That's what I did. I've got I took a bunch of B-roll and some talking clips from this event, and I'm like, I got to figure out how to put this together now if I'm going to do that.
And I overthink it all because the reality of my YouTube, it's all for my kids. If YouTube's going to house this stuff in 4K 60 frames for free forever, I would love to have color video of shit from my kid, when my dad and all them like.
What do you think one of my excuses for doing this is?
Right.
I'm documenting stuff for my daughter, and if I have more kids in the future, for her to go back and see what her dad was like in his 20s and 30s.
I know that there's gonna come a time when I tell my daughters like I was 3 times cooler than you will ever be, and I have the video to prove it. Go watch it. Like,
but they only have 10 views, but that's okay.
Right.
Because the only view that matters is you watching it in 10 years.
That's it.
Seeing who your dad was before you and when you were growing up and being a kid.
And for posterity.
Prove that you were cool.
Right.
Because like I said, my dad also has all these cool stories. He was my dad was a semi-pro rollerblader in New York City.
Oh wow.
He was sponsored by Bauer, rollerblading.
Okay.
Like, I used to do all these events, like 50-mile endurance rides and creek crossings downstairs. I'm like, yeah, bullshit.
Shit, my family, we rodeo. They own the oldest weekly running rodeo in the United States.
Oh, that's wild.
So it's like I've got old pictures from the 50s and stuff when my dad and my uncle and them were kids, just old black and white pictures, just stacks of pictures of them. But to have all that in video would be super cool.
Yeah, I've got I can't remember where I found it. My dad was in the Coast Guard, and he was down back in the 80s and 90s. He was down in the Gulf of Mexico just busting drug boats. And I don't know if he was supposed to have these pictures, but he would tell stories about how he would build house furniture out of these bales of marijuana on his boat. And then I found the picture. I'm like, bullshit. I found the pictures one day. I'm like, oh shit, that is a couch made of marijuana bales. It's real.
Yeah, man, that's the way to do it. Just record it, put it up there, let them house it, and later on down the road, like I'm 47, my youngest is 2. So there's a big gap there, and there's going to come a time when she has my grandkids are old enough to understand what's going on. I'm probably not going to be here.
Yeah.
So that it's all there in video for you.
Yeah. Who was Grandpa?
Yeah, I do the socials. I need to be more on it. I need to start pushing stuff because I've had some plans and some ideas.
Just enjoy it. Post what you can when you can.
Well, I've been wanting to turn the recovery stuff into kind of a professional deal.
Yeah.
But that's a tricky.
That's a tricky business. And you're gonna be paying out the ass for insurance.
Insurance and everything. It's how do you do it with and navigate all of that stuff? Because I want the reality of this. I know we get out of here, but I want to tell everybody that like if more people get involved in the sport at some capacity, it pumps money into the industry growth. Now I'm not talking like quick growth, but steady growth, getting the right people into it. And if you have somebody that comes out to one of these, it's their first time off-road and they have a horrible time, they're probably not coming back again. So I want to be able to give people the ability and educate them from like what does your transfer case do? What is four-wheel drive? What's the difference between all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive? So that little bit of education gives them a starting point to, improve upon. But to be there for people to show them and have them have a really good first day and get them hooked so they can come back and I can keep doing this with my kids.
That's what it's all about.
Like we're losing land quick.
Because the more we can get people out involved, the more people want to preserve their land access and their rights to modify, rights to repair, right to land access.
Well, even we are the greatest stewards. I don't care what anybody says, but I all these things I've done and all over the East Coast, I've never seen a tree hugger group out picking up stuff on the trails. But I see all kinds of groups and off-road organizations out everywhere I go.
I don't know who they were, but there was, when we were running the rally yesterday, there was guys on the side of the road with the trailer just picking up junk.
Right.
Just because it's where they live, it's what they love, and they want to keep it beautiful.
Yep.
So
I mean, I've been.
I will say that rural Appalachia is facing that crisis because you have these abandoned farms, these abandoned everything out here, and it's just kind of decaying. Which it's cool to look back and see that, but I also would love to see it cleaned up and turned back into its natural state.
It's just a slower change.
Yeah. It's
just not the change that we as our current society are used to seeing, but like everything's an ebb and flow.
Yeah.
It'll come back around.
Yeah, I will say, after seeing this town and this event in this area of West Virginia, Appalachia is 100% alive and well.
Oh, absolutely. And their stereotype, I feel, is kind of self-imposed because they do gatekeep it. They want to preserve this, so they try to keep, the riffraff down.
And small.
Right.
We don't want Vail Resorts to come in and buy up towns. So.
I've never been to a place like Sandstone Falls where you can just go down the boardwalk and walk out into the falls. Like the boardwalk ends and it's the rocks. You can just go right out there and it's beautiful.
I'll have to do that.
Oh, you haven't been down there?
I haven't been down there.
Go.
I want to come back. I want to come back with my wife and my daughter on a non-event weekend and just explore this area.
Absolutely. So the smallie fishing is out of this world up here by the dam too.
Okay.
It's good. All the kayaking.
Yeah. I'm a big kayaker. I'm trying to buy a canoe. That way, it's just easier to manage a kid in a canoe with two adults rather than a two-person kayak where you're trapped in something.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Yeah, we got to get out of here. So Small Crawl
856.
Small Crawl 856 on Instagram. Go follow him. We love Fake Dave. Every time we're out here, we hang out with him. He's one of the OGs from the beginning with 24 Hours of Appalachia. We love our volunteers and we love our friends out here. You guys definitely need to come out here and check it out if you haven't done it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, man.
But thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time and drinking some more cold Coors Light at 10 a.m.
You'll be in Kentucky. You'll see me.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, man.
All right.